Hey friend, it's Tim Shurr. Welcome to our 14-part series on how to take your health back. And today we're on lesson number 8. And I'm gonna share the one word that makes the dream happen, the one word that makes everything fall into place. Because if you ever have tried to accomplish a big goal, then you know that there's gonna be some struggle. You know that there's going to be some adversity. You know that things are going to get in the way, that you're going to get stressed, that you're going to get too busy, that you're going to have other things that seem more important and more pressing show up in your life that distracts you and pulls you away from the stuff that is going to help you turn that goal and dream into a reality. It happens to everybody. You don't own that, right? That happens to everybody. And so the word is consistency, right? There it is. Boom, consistency. Consistency is the key, right? That is what takes an ordinary person and gives them the ability to accomplish extraordinary goals. Now, I don't know if you can tell or not, but I am outside and it is humid today. I mean, I'm sure you can tell that I'm outside. But it is humid today and I have sweat dripping down into my eyes, and I'm not going to edit it out because this is real life. And I just had someone fly into my ear like a Jurassic Park thing. It was crazy. Anyway, so too bad I don't have slow-mo. No. So anyway, but I press on anyway, right? I decided to come out here and shoot this video anyway, even though I'm dripping with sweat, because that's the reality, right? That's how life is. Things aren't going to go perfect. You're not going to always have an ideal situation. In fact, when we're going after our goals and dreams, most of the time the situations are not ideal. Most of the time there's going to be struggle involved, and that's okay. There's always going to be pain attached to achieving your goal, but suffering is optional. Suffering comes from the story you tell yourself, right? It comes from the interpretation that you're giving yourself about the situation. You can make yourself feel empowered, or you can make yourself feel horrible based on what you're telling yourself. And yeah, you're the one telling yourself that stuff, nobody else. And if other people have told you that negative, toxic stuff, then you got to recognize that was their stuff, not your stuff. That was their story, not your story. And you need to take that and say, that's not my stuff. I had a client one time where I was helping her in a transformational emotional freedom session, and she realized that all the baggage she was carrying around was not her baggage, it was her mom's baggage. And the whole rest of the session, she chanted out loud like a mantra, that's not my stuff, that's not my stuff. She must have said it 50 times. After our session, I walked her to the elevator for her to leave, and all the way down the hallway, all the way to the elevator. That's not my stuff. Oh my gosh, that's not my stuff. And she was like getting into it. And it was like this huge revelation, and all of this emotional baggage, all that energy, all that weight that had been carrying her down, pushing her down, was coming off of her. And she's like, that's not my stuff. That's not my stuff. That's not my stuff. That's not my stuff. I mean, now she was going through all the emotions, and it was awesome to see that, right? This transformation. That's why I get so excited. People are like, Tim, why are you so passionate or motivated or excited? Well, if you watched all these transformations happen in front of you all the time, you'd want to tell everybody too, right? You'd be like, oh my gosh, you need to know this. In fact, so many times people will say, how come more people don't know this stuff? And that's why I'm out here making these videos, sweating in my eyeballs, because I'm like, I got to tell people this stuff. I got to tell people that you got to use the power of your mind to create your life by design, because you can do it, because you have the power, you have the resources inside of you, you have the magic inside of you, and you are worthy of accomplishing your goals. You are worthy of making it happen. So many people feel like, I'm not worthy, I'm not good, I had a bad childhood. That's okay. It doesn't matter, because you are still amazing, and you still have the ability to create a second childhood right now. You have the ability to make new decisions because you're learning new information. Now, most people don't know what they don't know, and so they can't change it. But once you start to learn and discover and get feedback from others, because you cannot change by yourself, you need to have feedback and outside perspectives, better tools to be able to make the magic happen. It's impossible to do it by ourselves. And so you can try with books, you can try with videos and stuff, but really getting some coaching, going to a class, going to a seminar, getting around other humans, instead of isolating. When we feel bad, when we fell down, we isolate, we push back, we separate ourselves from others, and that is a perfect way to stay stuck. You have to get around other people, get around other energy, so that others can lift you up. You got to find the right group, the right people to lift you up, so that you don't hang around other people who are worse than you are, and are these energy vampires that you feel like you hung out with them and now they've sucked you dry. right? You want to walk out of a room feeling energized, not like, ugh. And so, and if you don't know people like that, then you just hang out with me and we'll keep doing this through our videos, or come to one of our classes, or, listen to my mesmerizing podcast. You can find it at mesmerizingpodcast.com. There's lots of ways where I can help inspire you and be a part of your tribe to support you, because I know two things for sure. I know you have the ability to make this happen. I don't care who you are, where you've been, what you've been through. I work with people. Remember, I'm an expert in helping people get through traumatic stuff, right? And turn their pain into power and pleasure and into success, right? We use the pain of our life to grow forward. So I'm in Indiana. I live around a lot of cornfields, right? Grew up around cornfields. And farmers know that things grow best in manure. And so I've just learned to take the crap from our lives and use it to grow our future. And so I know you have the ability. The second thing that I know is that you have more power inside of you than you realize. You have way more power and potential and passion inside of you. And it's just that you haven't unleashed it, or you don't know you have it. And but if there is something inside of you, a calling that says, my life is supposed to be better than it is. If you have this feeling inside that I am not living my authentic purpose, that I am not reaching a fuller potential, that it was supposed to be better than this, that is your power inside of you calling. It's ringing the bell. It's saying, I'm not settling for this because I know that something better is there for me. And if you didn't have that inside of you, you wouldn't be watching this right now. So you got to make sure that you start to believe that you can open doors of opportunities that don't even exist yet. Right? You got to believe. And how do you believe? Tim, I don't believe that. How do you start to believe that? Well, you start by saying it to yourself, right? You start by faking it till you become it. You just start by telling yourself what you want to believe. And at first, you ain't going to believe it. But you know what? You do it anyway. I mean, anything that you're good or proficient at right now, you sucked at one time, right? You couldn't talk, you couldn't read, you couldn't write, you couldn't wipe your own butt, right? You couldn't stand up and go for a walk or a run or pick things up, stable with your arms. When you were born, you were pretty helpless. You had to learn all of that stuff. And now it's pretty mindless, right? It's pretty automatic. We don't even think about it anymore. That power was always inside of you. When you think about a big oak tree, a giant oak tree, the biggest one in the world, started out as a little seed. It had the big oak tree blueprint inside of it. It was already there when it was formed and created. That's how you are. You have the magic inside of you. It's already inside of you. The blueprint is already inside of you. You just need to, to be planted and to be watered and to be given some sunshine, right? And that is motivation, consistency, and love. And then get the right tools and the right strategies. So, this is so fun. I'm like totally blinded by all my sweat. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to keep going. Why? Because I believe in C4. Trent Shelton is a great motivational speaker. He played for the NFL and now he's going empowering people. And I was listening to an interview with him, and it was really, really good, because he said, now I'm changing it up a little bit, but he was talking about the 4 C's, and I call it C4, because C4 is pretty explosive, right? And if you want to have some explosive results in your life, then you got to have the 4 C's, the C4, right? And so the 4 C's are courage, plus consistency, plus a little bit of commitment, right? Courage, commitment, and consistency equals change. That's the 4 C's. Courage, commitment, and consistency equals change. And in my view, and in Trent's point of view, it creates explosive change. So if you're not having explosive, extraordinary results with any goal that you have, doesn't matter what it is, then you have to look at the 3 C's, or the 4 C's, right? So you got to look at, are you acting courageously? Now remember that you can't have courage without having fear. So my friend Kathleen and I were sitting back having this conversation, and she said, I really don't think you can have pain without hope, and hope without pain. And so I thought, wow, that's so true. I mean, I suppose you can have pain without hope, and we call that depression, but most of the time you can't have hope without pain, right? So when you have hope, it means that you're in a struggle right now, and you're hoping that it's going to improve. You're focusing on your faith, or that God's going to help you through, or that you're going to, find the courage to be able to make better choices and take more action. And that's all it really is. And so, so you cannot have hope without pain. And then we started talking more, and I said, you can't have courage without fear either. because courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Susan Jeffers wrote a great book I read a long time ago, and it was called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, right? And it just means that you're going to be afraid. You know, when I work with some of the top achievers in the world, and you'd think, well, they're not afraid of anything. Bull. They are too. They'll tell you, yeah, I get afraid of stuff all the time. You know, even if they're multimillionaires and they're selling companies, they still get worried and scared about the same stuff. Don't think just because they have money or celebrity that all of a sudden they don't have fears. Sure they do. They lose sleep. They have all kinds of trouble or challenges in their marriages or with their children, or, you know, or with money, or with, you know, when you have a lot of money in excess, you get to excess, you know, and so they'll have trouble with infidelity or with, you know, substance abuse and all kinds of stuff that anybody else, you know, can get caught up in as well. And so they say, we have fear. I have fear, right? It's just, I know I need to do it anyway because I need to step up anyway. And so for them, it's not fear that holds them back. What holds them back and most other people is our emotional armor, right? That's what Brene Brown calls it, our emotional armor, our defense mechanisms that come up. That's what causes things to break down, like relationships or communication or leadership influence and effectiveness. That's really what it is. And so, or for you, when you have a goal and all of a sudden you start to procrastinate, it's your defenses and how you handle that. Do you hold yourself accountable? Do you step into your courage? Do you make sure that you're being consistent? Or do you start making excuses and getting frustrated and blaming and, you know, making yourself feel bad and doing all the things that cause us to lose our motivation? So when you are in a situation that's difficult and challenging, if you're not moving forward, write down the 4 C's. How am I doing with courage? How am I doing with consistency? Am I hit or miss? Do I do good for a week and then stop? That is never going to get you to the goal. If I wanted to walk from this tree here over to that tree there, and I take a couple steps forward and I'm making progress, and then I decide to go sideways or I decide to go backwards, right? I'm never going to get to that tree. And then it's, oh, well, I suck. There's something wrong with me and I'm defective. That's why I can't get to the tree. Bull. It's you didn't keep stepping forward. That's the only reason why you didn't get to the tree, right? Or it's the road is too bumpy and the weather's too hot and I'm gonna drown in my own sweat, and so therefore I couldn't do it. It was the environment's fault, right? Or I swear to God, as soon as I get close to that tree, it moves. But it doesn't move, right? But these are the things that we do in our head that keep us stuck. So how are you with your courage? How are you with your consistency? How are you with your, what was the third one? Consistency, courage, and commitment. Thank you. Commitment, right? Your consistency, your courage, and your commitment. And your commitment is, all right, this is the vision that I have for my life, and I'm going to set it up in my mind. I'm going to have like massive pain if I don't accomplish this goal, and massive pleasure when I do. Most people have that backwards, right? They associate massive pain to trying to achieve their goal because they're so afraid of it not working out. And then what does that mean about you? We're so afraid of it not working out that we don't want to be let down. We'd rather not show up. We call it ghosting, right? You'd rather not even show up than, you know, have that extra layer of fear that it's not going to work out. Everybody has that. I've had lots of fear of things not working out, or of, you know, I'm going to put all this effort and energy into something and it's not going to pan out. I've done that a million times, but I keep going. Now I'm on 1,000,001 and I keep going. And that's how I've been able to accomplish all of the stuff that I have accomplished. And anything that feels out of reach, I just keep in my mind imagining that it's now here, right? That it's within reach. I just got to take one more step, then one more step, then one more step. And that's how it works, right? And so you've got to take a look at, if you want change, then you've got to have consistency, commitment, and courage. And if you have those 3, it leads up to change, and that's your 4 C's or your C4. Boom! I just dropped some nuggets, some knowledge on you, yo, right? And so I want to make sure that you feel this, right? Not just that you're intellectually understanding it and processing it, right? But that you're feeling it. That's why I'm out here sweating and yelling and bouncing around, and my neighbors think I'm crazy and I don't care, because I'm so focused on helping you get where you want to go. And by helping you to get rid of the crap that's holding you back, because it's all BS, belief systems, and you can change that BS by simply following the steps that I've laid out for you in all my videos or my training courses or in my Get Out of Your Way book. In fact, I've got some new things that I'm working on that are pretty awesome. And I've got this mindset reset checklist, which is pretty sweet. And what I think I'm gonna do, or what I'm going to do moving forward, is I have found that a lot of people would step up and take action and do things that would be very empowering for them if they simply knew what to do. I think a lot of times we just don't know what to do. We don't know the right direction to go in. We have too much information. And so we don't know what to do. And so that's why the very first book I ever wrote was called What to Do When You Don't Know What to Do, right? And so anyway, I started creating these checklists. Here's a step-by-step. Do this, do this, do this, do this. And it starts to give you a more empowering environment, right? Or do this and this, and it starts to give you a mindset reset. So you start to develop bulletproof confidence. Or what's the other one I created? Oh, on healthy eating, right? What do you do to get yourself to eat healthy? Do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And so, or stress reduction. How do you feel more calm and resourceful under pressure? Do this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I created these checklists, and they're pretty awesome. In fact, if you want a copy of it, then just send me a private message or reach out on email and let me know you watch this video and you'd like a copy of that success checklist, and I'll send it to you for free. Yeah, why? Because you're awesome. And I want to reward you for taking action, for watching this video, and for having the courage, the commitment, and the consistency to actually watch this video all the way to the end. Okay, that will lead to your reward, which will give you a brand new change or transformation because you stuck around. Lots of people will watch a video for 15, 20 seconds, judge it, and bounce off, right? And those people are bouncing off of everything and not really getting anywhere. And so you don't want to do that. You don't want to follow their example. You want to get in, get invested, dig in, and go in for the long haul. And when you do that, I mean, imagine putting seeds in the ground and then coming back the next day or a couple days later and then pulling them back out. How are they supposed to grow? How are they supposed to take root, right? They got to be in the ground long enough to form a root, a foundation, so that when the wind blows, they stay put so that they can grow tall and beautiful just like you. All right, so there you go. That's my video for today. Stay tuned for the next one. If you want that checklist, let me know and make today a sure success, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
If you want to lose weight or just feel great, head over to www.loseweighteasier.com. I'll show you how to use the power of your mind to create your body by design. Check it out now.